Briefings. Loads. I loved getting briefed every day. Felt so important. By the Prime Minister, no less. Every day, he was like, Ali, 5 o'clock, you got a briefing. And I was like, I'm not coming. This is amazing. He blew off the Prime Minister every day. That's what I miss. I miss missing briefings. That's what I miss. Wasn't it, especially when it wasn't just the Prime Minister, when it was like some fuckwit who was Department of Transport you've never heard of. I'm not even coming up for Boris, let alone my fucking Maidenhead MP. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit, man? Nah, if I'm going to die, I'm going to find out from one of my friends. I'm not going to listen to Matt Hancock tell me. Godspeed, helicopter man. It's like so rude that people keep getting in trouble out there, like tonight, like try and do my art. Disgrace. Did a lot of walking, obviously, lockdown, man. Like, I walked through a park. I was wearing my mask and my hat, right? Because I'm ginger, but I'm conscious. And if anyone's worrying about the hair, I went to the barbers and asked for a breakdown. And this is what they gave me. I thought they did a great job. I can't lie. How can you go from ginger to a more embarrassing hairstyle? No one knows, but... This guy comes up to me, I'm wearing a mask and a hat. He comes up to me on an e-scooter. Already it's weird. He says, hey man, do you need anything? Gives me a business card. He's a drug dealer. And I'm like, no thanks. Because I'm from Ents, yeah? And he looks at me and goes, you get this a lot? I was like, no one gets this a lot. You've come up to me to sell me drugs on an e-scooter. This is not a normal thing. No one has that career path. Oh, you know what it's like, you want to be a football player and then you end up doing the old 9 to 5 on the e-scooter dealing coke. Do you get this a lot? What sadness did he see on here? That's what I want to know. There was no mouth, there was no hair, there was just sadness in eyes. He looked at me and was like, this is a man who has to be high to survive. This is a guy, you get this a lot. Polite bloke though, fair enough to him, man. Polite guy, he was so chilled about it. He was like, oh, don't worry, man, it's all good. Scoot it off. You know, I've had more awkward exchanges at family dues when being offered a Victoria sponge. From bloody Aunt Marjorie comes round like, any cake? I'm like, oh, fool, can't do any. Oh, okay. Apparently my cake's not good enough for some people. This guy was dealing MDMA, he didn't care. I don't know who his mentor was, a guy dealing drugs on a Segway. I don't know how they sort them out. But, fun guy. I don't know if you guys have ever because he had a really good business card, and I don't have any business cards. You ever think, I'm less professional than a drug dealer in Whitechapel? Time to buck up, Ali. His LinkedIn is popping, I assume. We had a friend stay with us for a period in lockdown because she was a bit sad, and we were like, we'll show you what sad is. So we invited her to stay, and she's here tonight because this is what... By the way, no couples in, you fucking saddos. Like, what the... This is why you came to the roof. I'm hoping we can all fly ourselves off, you fucking... But she came to stay with us for a bit. It's weird, you don't know your friends until you live with them. Everyone knows that. And you don't realise how little they know about you until they live with you. It's Tuesday night, 10:30. Me and my existing housemate are sitting in the living room watching TV. If you want to know what we're watching Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull Challenge. Woo! Exactly, thank you. Some fans in, literally my other housemate. We're watching that, right? Me and my housemate just chilling out. Hear a knock on the living room. So already that's bizarre. What? Who's knocking on a living room? Can I get in? Is it paid entry? Knocking on the living room. Slowly starts opening. I come in? What is this ghostly child voice that's now haunting our... But it's Hannah, it's the new housemate, that's who it is. And me and my existing housemate are like, yeah, what's the problem? And she goes, completely sincerely, oh, sorry, I thought you guys were watching porn. And then comes in and who watches porn on a Tuesday evening together? That's what she thinks of us. Don't interrupt their porn Tuesdays. That I know. That I know. Are we wanking each other off? Is that less weird? Is that less weird if we wank each other off than if we're wanking ourselves? Get up on the big screen. That's a lockdown activity. What are you guys? How you all busying yourself? Well, we're watching porn on the TV, 52-inch, and that's just the cocks. Oh, madness. I wonder how long you were waiting outside the door, Hannah. Like, when you thought, I need water enough that I'm willing to watch them jack off. That's how thirsty I am. What does it say about Stone Cold Steve Austin's Broken Skull Challenge? That it sounds pornographic. This mic keeps falling out. It's a metaphor for impotence, which we'll get onto later. I find women who at our age are still so into Harry Potter weird. I know it's a contentious topic, but get over it, you know? Hermione's speaking at the UN. She's moved on. Ron's dead, I assume. I mean, no one knows where that goes. I mean, there'll be someone who's like, he actually got married to... No, he's dead. He's dead. Let's... I just... It's odd to me that... No, it's weird as an adult you keep talking about a school. Let alone one you didn't even go to. Let alone one no one has been to. And why women specifically? Yes, it's prejudice, but it's because I, almost 100% of the time, am straight. And it's very unnerving to be attracted to someone who keeps talking about 12-year-olds like they're her friends. You know who your friends are, by the way, when you dye your hair, let me tell you. You know, because acquaintances are so polite. When they saw this, so polite. More rude, if anything, by how polite they were. They were like, start the sentence with, I actually think it's all right. What do you mean, actually? What do you do? I didn't say anything, you just saw it. Oh, no, I think it looks quite... Why are you starting with no? You want to be... You want friends... Friends will laugh in your face. Friends will argue with you. You only argue with loved ones. That's how that goes. You don't argue with strangers, not in this country. You go, walk off. Have a major disagreement and just lock it down, you know? And then you go back to your partner and you give him like, that guy was so rude in the queue. And he was like, and he goes, oh, or maybe he was trying to get some, don't take his side. Why are you taking his side? You always do this. I don't always do this. And then you're in an argument with a loved one. Only argue with your loved one, man. I learned that about friendships when, during this lockdown, you start FaceTiming people. I realized 70% of my friends, I don't have that sort of relationship with. That intense conversation, are you kidding me? After 10 minutes, I need to lie down, and I'm already in bed. You should let out a sigh, is what I'm saying, when you hang up with one of your close friends. Glad we both got through that. And I think, could I have done more? Was I a good enough friend? Could I have given more? Try and talk about your mental health. Oh, God. Years of turning back the dial with a male friend, talking about your mental health. I have a friend who has severe depression, and that's been my time. I'll be in our business. We try and talk about it. It's tough. It's like, you know, when you're studying French in school and you're trying to learn just like the shittest conversation that no one has ever had, just to prove that I haven't been completely asleep. Just standing there with him. Où est la bibliothèque? La bibliothèque très depressed. It's hard turning back that dial, man, because we were grown up. If we talked about emotions, we were called gay. That's it, you're gay. Straight away, bang. And the worst bit is, we didn't think we were being homophobic. I didn't think I was being homophobic when I was calling things gay at school. It was so stupid. I didn't realise the microaggressions that is. You know, if you ask me 15-year-old Ali, if you'd be like, Ali, are you homophobic? I'll be like, I'm not homophobic. Homophobia is gay. Sense, man. But I think I'm letting myself off too lightly, man. I must have known it was wrong. Because I remember first time I hung out with an openly gay dude, 16 years old, this guy was brave enough to come out. And I respected him for it. I didn't call anything gay when I was hanging around him. The week before, I was hanging out with my mates. I was like, yeah, that lunch is gay. Your tie is gay. That backpack's gay. He was talking about tossing off a bloke last week. I was like, yeah, that's very respectable. Yeah. Nah, appreciate your work for the community, bro. Like. It's tough, man. You think you're doing well in lockdown until you veet your chest. God almighty, that's a horrific experience. Getting rid of all your hair, looking back and thinking, I look like I did when I was a virgin. Why did I think this would go well? Oh, it went too far. You want to be like a really interesting guy until you're standing in a bathroom in the mirror with little scissors going, what's a normal length for armpit hair? I don't know. I think it was the first time I sort of like did some proper self-grooming, you know? And it's weird, because mainly we don't get body shamed much. You don't get body shamed much as a guy, it's pretty easy, it's all right. It's pretty cool. There is one, people get body shamed for having small dicks. That's like the absolute social, everyone's okay with that. Guys, everyone's okay with slagging off someone's small dick. I saw on Twitter, this dude had been really mean to a woman. I know, shock, on Twitter, can you believe it? Like any sort of form of communication must have just had guys slagging women off when I was sleeping with them. Like in hieroglyphics, you're probably like, you whore, why didn't you stag me under the temple? But she got him back, right? Because he had slid into her DMs with a picture of his dick and been like, I want to throat fuck you, which is like a lovely romantic thing to say. And he had a teeny weeny peeny. So good. 100,000 retweets. Everyone's like, this guy got bodied. Yeah, sick, man. Then I thought, well, you know, if there wasn't this pressure on guys to display the attitude of having a big dick, to have all the bravado, if they could just chill out, they'd probably be more compassionate people. They'd probably let women talk more. You know, they wouldn't be so needing to alpha a situation because it wouldn't matter. You know, it didn't matter, big, small, whatever. I actually think if we started adopting that sort of attitude, that would be really healthy, not just for men, but for society, I think, generally. And I think it's actually quite an important cause that no one's really talking about. Having said all that, I'm not going to bring it up. Because I don't want to be small dick advocate Ali Woods. I don't want to be invited on to the morning shows and be like, and famously, he's got a small penis, Ali Woods, everybody. I mean, no, I'm not saying I have a small penis. I'm just saying that people, if they have a small dick, they should be allowed, if not me, I'm like the white guys who march with Martin Luther King. I don't need to be here. I don't need to be here, man. And they're just looking at me like, okay, we've got a lot of callers, and a lot of them are laughing. Well, why are you letting them through then? Some woman in the audience is like, I actually find that my experiences in sex, a small penis is more pleasurable than a big penis. Her boyfriend's like, don't you start, Karen, you don't think I've got a small dick here. I don't want it. I don't want to be, you know, and, you know, you've started this, Ali, and it's got a surprisingly large membership. Hey, and then everyone's like, fucking, you know. I don't want all these guys to come out in solidarity with me, sending me pics like, thanks, man, for bringing this up. Their small dicks are now in my inbox. I'm just getting DM'd with small dick pics. Like, this is not the future I want for Ali Woods. It's not what my career is. Wrapping up the segment like, and now from little to large, Katie's been hanging out with the hippopotamuses. I wish I had that real self-love, so attractive in people, you know. I think that real, like, so assured of themselves, you know. Like the people who blare music out of their cars. They're at one with who they are. It's it's never good music. I've not once had a Suzuki Swift pull up and it's Marvin Gaye, the classics. It's shit music and they don't care. They've reached that point of enlightenment. Self-worth shouldn't be like Beyonce. It should be a fat dude in a coupe playing dubstep. That's what I want. It's easy to realize when you're actually in a low point now, really easy, because of the adverts you get pushed online. When they start saying, join the army, I'm like, my life is in the shitter. That is what comes up for me. They start encouraging, they start with the dating apps. Get on Hinge, everyone's there, Ali. Not for me. 12-week abs, Ali? Any of that? And I'm like, I like cake. And then they're like, you need to die for this country. Because they're not wrong. The algorithm isn't wrong. Because they're not advertising me to be one of the officers. They're just like, you fucking hate your life, run in with a gun. That's what the advert I get is. The fucking mask on and shit. Don't throw your life away, Ali. Here, do it in Iran. So I know. So I know. So I know we're low. You know what? It's funny. I try to talk to guys more now. Try and be open a bit about things. What I found is really receding hairline is a big factor that no one talks about. Guys in here, especially in this, and look at these men all just going, "Well, what's my hairline looking okay?" This guy's not a thing. Why they don't talk about it at all, man? It's awful. You know, this is until you catch yourself in the mirror. You know, you go into the bathroom for a piss, you come out in a crisis. Don't talk about it, man. We used to talk about like what club we're going to. Now it's like, so how much is a hair transplant? That's too much. Should be on the NHS. Should be on the NHS for my mental health. For my mental. I think people push the for my mental health line too much in lockdown, right? I appreciate different people have different sensibilities with what is safe and what is not. But my friend the other day, I was talking to her and she was talking about like, oh, I've just had to do some things for my mental health because I know it's not legal, but I had to just do. And I'm like, no, it's right, man. I've done some stuff as well because you got to look after yourself at the end of the day. She's like, yeah. So I was at this rave the other week. I was like, that's not mental health, bro. I'm taking MDMA. I feel like a lot of the people I hang out with, like, not necessarily my close mates. Everyone here is amazing. Love you all, whatever your names are. But I mix in a lot of circles of people with the exact opinions I agree with, but I hate them. So I'll be in the sort of situations where people are like, yeah, no, it's like awful, like literally like if you're born with a different skin color in this country, like, yeah, you just are not like getting the privileges that white people have. And it's amazing that in this country, there's so many white people who like don't even realize it, don't even get their privilege. Like it's like a disgrace. Like, oh my God, like honestly, they don't know. I was so close to I was so close to going to that Black Lives Matter march, but like the weather was like pretty shit. But like honestly, like it was so crazy. So I agree with everything you're saying, but you are a fucking prick, man. Fucking prick. I end up in those situations. I had some nice new experiences in lockdown. I stayed at a park till closing. I know. You look at me, yeah, exactly. Man about town, 26 years old. Never stayed at a park till closing before. I haven't. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know what happened. I don't know. I didn't know whether you're just sitting in the grass and then like some surly sort of gardener man comes up to everyone. He's like to the teenagers, like, all right, got half an hour, finish your fingering. And you go like to like the divorced dad, like 20 minutes, get some precious memories in quickly. I didn't know how it worked because I only know how bars close. I've done that many times. And that's a sight that is one of the most upsetting sights in British history. Which is a chair on a table. Oh, the party's over. That decision's never been reversed. I've never seen someone go, let's keep it going! No. That's always like time is. And you never think the chairs will come to you in the bar. It's the hope that kills you. You're with your friends, you're having the time of your life. And you see a two-seater over there, chairs on the table, and you think, that's weeks away. Go back, look, it's a four-seater here. It's like Doctor Who and the angels. Every time they're closing in on you. It's amazing trying to explain this culture to people who aren't of these shores, you know. Like I was saying to my Spanish friend, I was like, yeah, they just flip the tables. And he was like, well, that's so rude. Why don't they just ask you to leave? And I was like, Pedro, they asked us to leave hours ago. That's not an issue. We just won't. I've been talking to my parents a lot more in lockdown, which has been nice actually, to be fair. My mum had to do something funny the other day. Her friend has her 60th birthday, and they've organised it so that everyone's going to sing her favourite song in different lyrics, different lines. So a couple sing this line, a couple sing another line. And it's her favourite song is Young Hearts Run Free. You know that song? Young Hearts Run Free. Is this one? Very sad song, it turns out, if you didn't know. It's basically all about her in a loveless marriage where the husband cheats on her. So she's telling everyone, don't get in a relationship. But now my mum and dad have to get in 70s clothes and sing like, you will have the babies, but you won't have your man. Happy 60th, Caroline, enjoy yourself. While he's out there loving every woman that he can. Hope you have a good time, enjoy yourself. Many happy returns. My mum does this weird thing on WhatsApp, right, where she hides her wrinkly neck. Who's that for? It's just me and her on the call. I'm programmed to love you, Mum. I've done it for ages. What, are you trying to flirt with me? So I know how old you are. I know. You're not going to hide from me because you make a point every time I forget. Me and my mum, we argue about stuff fairly regularly, right? Because we love each other. And I asked her why she voted leave. My mum voted leave, right? And I was like, why'd you do that? And she was like, I'm not going to tell you. She's Nigerian, by the way. I'm not going to tell you, Ali. No, come on, I want to know. I just like, give me one reason. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it. One reason. It's because in this country, in every town, there is an Albanian prostitute ring. What? Every town, there is an Albanian prostitute ring, according to my mum, and that's why she voted leave. What I liked most about it was town. Not city. Town. Do you know what the smallest town in the UK is? It's a place called Forditch. 381 people. But because of the EU, they've been permeated by an Albanian prostitute ring. You know, if you go down to Forditch, you've got Tim, and you've got Julie, and you've got April, and you've got Svetlana and Vlad, and all of them down there, going to the village fete all together, voting on things and the bake sale and all that sort of stuff. Poor Tim. Yeah, I'm just going to pop to see if Svetlana needs a hand with anything. Where are you going, Tim? I know where you're off to. They need it, ma'am. That's a small dick advocate right there. They need it, man. I love the ambition of Albania. Albania, a country which has 1/25 the size of our population, but this guy had a blue sky thing in mind, you know? It's like, if we're going to do prostitutes, I want a prostitute in every single town of the UK. But why don't we just start with maybe cities? Cities! These people need us. You're too small thinking. Everyone, I wanted like Bill Gates. He says, a Microsoft computer in every home. I want an Albanian prostitute every town. Well, is that going to be enough? Have we got enough? Yes, we've got enough. Send them out. If you go to Swindon, Kettering, Forditch, I want you. Albanian prostitute comes out. Everyone's like, yeah, fucking yeah, man. Oh, Is Albania in the EU? No. But now there's space for them, I guess. My parents are interesting politically. My dad is a Tory voter who voted Remain, and my mum is a Labour voter who voted Leave. It's a very interesting dynamic to have the two of them. I think they're like emblematic of what this country should be, you know, because they just get on with it. You know, they just get on with it, they argue, but they coexist, you know. Do they like each other? No. But do they love each other? Also no. But they get on with it, not a big fuss, you know, that's what this country should be. We should all stop trying to agree. Just crack on, why not, you know, love thy neighbour, bollocks to that, don't care about it, mate. The fact that we both don't like our neighbour actually brings us closer together. That's how my mum and dad think. It's funny talking to my dad about his marriage, because you want to know the secrets, don't you? You'd be like, they've been married 30 years. I'm like, how have you stayed together? You don't seem to get on. And my dad does this thing where he says, well, you know, there's going to be a lot of arguments and you're not going to agree all the time with each other. You're not going to get on all the time. Do you want to watch the football? Or he just lists the cons. He doesn't say anything. You think there was a bit at the end where he goes, but you know, when it comes down to it at the end, when you're in bed with someone you love, none of that. He just gives disclaimers, it's a message from the future. And what do we know about messages from the future? They're never nice. They're never good. You ever watched a film? The Terminator doesn't come back and go, just to let you know everything is hunky-dory. It doesn't. It's like, don't go down this path, man. It makes me... But my mum just picks an argument with everything, to be fair. She hates authority. She hates it. When Chris Whitty, the chief medical officer, came out and was like, we might be locked down this way till Christmas, I said to my mum back in April, I was like, what do you make of that? And she was like, well, you know, anyone could have said that. Yeah, but he's like the medical guy. Well, I could have said that. Yeah, but then that wouldn't have had any sort of backing behind it. But my mum would take him on. She wouldn't care. She would not care, man. If Boris Johnson was there, we want to make these things fair, so I'm going to have, on the right, I'm going to have Chris Whitty, Chief Medical Officer, BSc, MA, PhD, and the highest epidemiological mind in the country. And to my left, Ali's mum. She's there like, why didn't you read my certifications? So, I'm so sorry. What are they? Well, maybe you're asking. He's asking about them, isn't he? Doesn't even know. Mum hates authority, hates anyone in a suit. I think she did love my dad until she saw him on the wedding day. And then she was like, I don't trust this man. Do you take this man to be a lawful wedding husband? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd like that. I appreciate when I'm doing the act-outs for the politicians, I look like a young Tory. I appreciate that. I just rolled sleeves up, he can't be that evil. I feel like I'm one of those progressive guys. I feel like that until I do things that are not that. So when I went home, I thought this would be nice, catch up with everyone, have a chat, went home for 2 days. My sister came back the same time. That's lovely, all family together again. Wonderful. And after dinner, what happened was my mum and my sister stayed in the kitchen and they caught up about their lives. And me and my dad went into the living room and watched Full Metal Jacket, which is a Stanley Kubrick film about people dying in Vietnam. But we didn't want to talk. My dad does this thing, I think men of a certain age just do this thing where he interrupts the film to say what the song is, and then halfway through the sentence realizes he doesn't remember what the song is. But does that deter him? No. So he goes, oh, this is it's not New Order, it's not. So now I'm not watching the film, I'm watching a game of trivia where he is both the question master, the host, and the guest. And I'm like, Google it, man, I'm trying to watch a harrowing Vietnam film here, relax. What is the, don't know. I got rejected during lockdown. That's tough. Rejected during lockdown. Oh, I miss touch so much, not from you. That is, getting rejected during a lockdown, that is tough. I tried to be one of these progressive guys. I talked to my mum openly about it. I said on the phone, I was like, Mum, I asked someone out and they said no. And she went, that's what she laughed in my face. On a FaceTime, I knew I shouldn't laugh. Took in more breath, more laughter. That's what my mum did. And then she goes, well, you know, Ali, though, you know, obviously they are dead to me. Can I have somewhere in between taking the piss and mafia hits? Can I just get somewhere in between? My dad walked in and my mum was like, Ali, be sensitive. He's just been rejected. He said to my dad, went, sorry, Ali. Don't worry, it's like that song. Guys, that's it, right? And thank you so much for coming to this. Thank you. Yeah, you can applaud if you want to.